A man's been convicted of the murder of Southend West MP Sir David Amess last year. Ali Harbi Ali was also found guilty of preparing acts of terrorism. Well, I'm joined now by Rupa Huq. She's a Labour MP who was friends with Sir David Amess and took a work trip with him to Doha just days before he was murdered. In fact, tell us about that trip a little, Rupa. I mean, when was the last time you actually saw Sir David before he was killed?
So it was actually, who knew? It was the last week of his life. I got to know him really well because we were abroad together. I'd known him since 2015 to say hello to. We'd served on some committees together. But when you're away on a trip overseas for a whole week with someone you see them every day, you get to know them really well. And the Wednesday night we arrived back, I think I was probably the last MP to see him alive at the baggage reclaim at Heathrow. So the true gent he was waiting with me for my case. Everyone else had gone, everyone else had come back, and I was saying, you know, get off home. And he was like, no, I'll wait till it's arrived. Let's make sure it's come. And that was Wednesday night. On the Thursday, some of the stragglers who'd flown into Manchester on the WhatsApp group we made were still saying we made it back. I saw a WhatsApp from him late Thursday night saying, well done, everyone. Good trip. Thanks for your service. He was a man forever in the service of the public. We'll do it again sometime. And then by Friday lunchtime, next thing I knew, he was a goner. It was impossible to process that.
I mean, I was going to say, what was it like when you realised, when you heard the news coming through? I mean, it must have been such a shock.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. And I was about to do my own in-person advice surgery. That's where it happened. You know, as I say, the public servant ever in the line of duty. So I was sort of doing a talk in a school about COP26, then we had to move on to the surgery, and I just couldn't believe it. And I thought, surely he'll make it, he's a strong man. And it was a horrible flashback to the Joe Cox incident as well. So that's twice in my relatively short MP life that I've seen this happen.
I mean, but you are a Labour MP, you're an opponent of Brexit. Sir David was a Conservative, a champion of Brexit. On the face of it, you shouldn't have had too much in common, but obviously something clicked there.
No, you're right. I mean, on paper, chalk and cheese, really. I'm from West London, he was from Essex. Everything opposes our views on Brexit. I think he voted against gay marriage, but a lot of gay MPs said that he always asked after their partners. You know, once it happened, he got over that and was always courteous, polite, and just, you know, we're all human beings. The way that the House of Commons is sort of constructed, it's very oppositional. You're in a face-off with the other side, but actually, away from the cameras, there are some really good friendships. And sometimes it is people on the other side that you're more friendly with, because on your own side, it's all a bit competitive.
I mean, what was it about him? You're obviously very good at making friends all around the place. Did he have a sense of humour? What was he like? Yeah,
no, he was a really funny guy. I mean, I remember, again, probably everyone's got some Amessisms, but having been away for a week with him, I did the final eulogy in the House of Commons, the very sad tributes to him, and it almost wrote itself because it was just full of Amessisms. I think we went to see a dignitary, and I remember he said on the coach on the way there, girls, because there were 14 of us on this trip, including women as well, I don't want anyone sitting on his lap or twiddling his tie. He has 3 wives already. He doesn't need any more.
So he obviously had a great sense of humour, and then it ends so tragically. That must make you feel, as an MP, you talked about, you know, your own in-person surgery. You must worry about the threat that you and your colleagues face.
I mean, look, I don't want to live a life behind security grills, and I'm sort of very accessible and just, you know, use public transport like everyone else. But at the same time, sensible precautions do have to be taken. I guess we need to strike a balance. And it feels to me that when something like this happens, and as I say, I've experienced it twice, immediately after there's a lot of concern and then it kind of wears off. So we're informing the police. I still do an in-person advice surgery of everyone coming so that they can be checked out. The police knows where the venue is, they're nearby and on hand if needed. I like to think lightning never strikes twice, but I mean, yeah, we've all got to be a bit careful and, I don't know, maybe just lower the tone of politics, less yaboo and more, you know, we're all human beings, we all want the best for our constituents and our constituencies.
OK, well, Rupa Huq, thank you very much for sharing your memories of Sir David Amess. Thank you.
Thanks.